So despite being up 8R on the month and winning more than I lost, I'm technically negative on the month. Let me explain. So I'm up 8R on the month. If you don't know what R is, it's a trading term basically. Stands for risk. So the risk times 8. My risk for the month going in was $1,000 per trade. I'd risk on each trade, and basically meaning that I'm up 8 times that, or $8,000 on the month. It's not exactly accurate because I'm actually negative dollar wise on the month. And how that kind of is because of the very weird stretch we had this April. Very strange. I mean, not exactly strange, but just abnormal, not your typical month for me. The first week going in, we had no trades at all. The setups did not appear for me, so we did not take a trade. We didn't force anything. So very good on my point with execution. The second week going in, we were already on a 2-loss streak. So the second week we had another 2, bringing it to a 4 losing streak. And then right at the end of that week, I think we had 1 win, if I can remember correctly, which would start my 6 win streak, which is my highest win streak yet. And then following that win streak is another losing streak of 5 losses in a row, which I'm actually currently on. I technically had 4 losses in a row and a win in there, but it was with 2 of the trades were in the same day, and it was basically a break-even day. So I'm not even really counting that, more counting it as 5-loss streak as of current up-to-date times. And as of yesterday, that was the last trading day in the month, and we are now, as of today, 7 a.m. on May 1st. So the reason why we are up 8R but negative on the month, that becomes from de-risking and changing the risk here and there in between the month. It played out perfectly wrong for me in when I de-risked and when I re-risked. It landed right between those bad areas of losses and wins in negative effect towards me. So after the 4 losing streak, we lost just over 4R. It was like 5R. So we're halfway. My drawdown on my funded accounts is 10R. So we're halfway. So we ended up de-risking. And as soon as we de-risked, literal the first trade that we de-risked on started my win streak. And we took all of those wins on half risk. So all the losses on full risk, all the wins on half risk. Basically, even though we won a lot more R-wise and a lot more wins than the loss streak, I basically broke even on that, went just slightly into profit. And I really, because of half risking those wins, we did not get as far ahead as I wanted to. And then following that, the first trade that I upped the risk on after getting those 6 wins, started my new losing streak. So I took all of those 5 losses on full risk again. And I don't want to, it looks from just a perspective view, it looks like the dollar amount is the reason why, and it messed with my head and psychology, and that's why I failed. That would make sense, but my execution was actually very well this month. I had about 75 to 80% on perfect execution. I had 3, maybe 4 trades out of, I think, 15 for the month. It was 3 trades out of about 15 trades that I had an execution error that ended up being a loss with. It was only like 1 execution error, 1 confluence on each trade, so it wasn't anything major. I executed very well this month, I would say, overall. Those 3 trades definitely could have helped me a lot, and I would be positive on the month, and I would be up maybe a couple grand, maybe even like 5 grand, because those trades that I messed up on, they stopped me out and then ended up being winners, so I could have made. But I'm not really dwelling on what could have been. I'm focused on what is. So we are up 8R on the month, but we're negative about, I want to say, $800 on the month. So it really tells me that my execution and my strategy, it works. It's working as it should. We took all those wins on half risk, but the R still counted, even though the P&L got taken from the losses. The R only got taken 1 R from each loss. It's not like upping the risk doesn't make me lose more R-wise, risk-wise. You're only losing 1x that risk. So that's what the difference is in those numbers. The de-risking from like a money standpoint, P&L standpoint, it hurt me, but it really was the right move. And that's my rules. If I'm like halfway into my drawdown, I'm going to de-risk some. I should have, now looking back at it, I should have re-risked sooner after maybe the third trade. Then I could have hit 3 more on the full risk. I was trying to go after my 4th or 5th trade. I planned to go full risk, and I literally took a trade trying to full risk, but for some reason it put me in half risk. I don't know if you've seen that video or not, but it was very unfortunate that that one, which was a good winner, went in on half risk, even though I was planning for full. But I definitely could have went full risk back on the third win, most likely. And that's the rule that I've changed my de-risking, re-risking rules to from now on to protect me from this situation. And I think the biggest part of the whole thing is literally the very small chances of the variance and how the losing streak and winning streak and re-risking and de-risking all lined up. I just think it's a very, very rare case for something like this to happen, and I don't think it's something that'll happen again. So that is basically the reason why I'm negative on the month, but I traded well at the same time. So going into next month, this month, now that it's May, we are de-risked currently to about 50%, until we get a couple more wins, 3 more wins or so, enough to full risk comfortably and get back to get the ball rolling and moving, forward action, keep going ahead. Basically, I wanted to originally up the risk in May, but we're going to be waiting a couple weeks for sure until I can get back to full risk. And then once on full risk, I want to prove that we're doing good on full risk, get a couple wins on full risk. And then from there, we will plan on upping the risk to about $1,400 per trade, potentially. But I want to make sure that we're in the right headspace and we're executing flawlessly. And by the time I can up that risk, it's not going to blow up on me. It's going to benefit me more than hurt me. So we're trying to take the slow route here and do it the right way, because most traders, 90% of traders, would most likely just add risk right now because like, hey, I'm de-risking on some accounts, but this one account I can full risk on because it's a new account. And 90% of traders lose. And I'm not trying to think like 90% of traders. I'm trying to think like the 1%. The 1% has rules. The 1% has certain skill sets and strategy rules that they follow. And if they break them, they know they're doing something wrong. I have those rules already written down before I can make any emotional decision, and either I'm sticking to the rules or I'm breaking them, and breaking them is exactly what turns a good uptrend, basically, trader to someone who's going to degrade and suffer even more and get even worse at trading from that point on. So my plan this month is not to make a crazy amount of money. It's to get back on my feet and to continue moving forward. It's not like my edge. It's not like I'm trading badly. So that's the biggest thing. It's not like I'm blowing up or making tons of mistakes or losing my edge or anything like that. I'm trading very well, as you can see by 8R last month. But the P&L is down. We're in drawdown. We're just trying to get back to where we can be to trade comfortably and to trade more aggressively. The one thing that happened last month, if you see my video, there's a single pattern that I changed for my strategy, which upped my win rate by about 20%. I was sitting at about a 55% win rate going into the month, that was the last couple of months actually. And I wanted to figure out, what am I doing wrong? Why am I taking these losses? And it was due to a retracement pattern, which I found, which I back tested for a couple 100 trades on that single pattern, and is proven to up the win rate by 18 to 20% while keeping the same risk reward. So we're sitting at about a 70 to 75% win rate. So those 2 losing streaks that we had last month, the chances of those are a lot lower now with this much better win rate. So I'm going into next month very confident and very sure that we're going to turn it around sooner in the month and keep going up from there, and just keep compounding capital and risk and upping the risk the following month, and just really shooting up from here. I don't think that this month will happen again how it did. I think the chances of it are very rare. I definitely could have executed better on those 3 trades that I broke rules on, and I would have been positive on the month from it, and the losing streaks wouldn't have been as long, and I probably wouldn't have de-risked right away. But the biggest thing is that I was overall executing well. My edge works. My edge is confidently working. I was writing down like trying to see basically where I am at this point as a trader. I look at the losing streak and I look at the negative month, and I feel like, wow, I must be doing something wrong. I'm really doing bad at trading, but I'm so close to turning my whole life around and becoming a full-time day trader, quitting my job and making six figures and stuff like that. It's so close. I basically, like, the steps, like, I have a strategy. I know it works. It's proven. The data is pointing to it is profitable over time. I already have that down. I have a means to risk money. I have three funded accounts and 3 evals, 6 accounts basically that I'm trading on, and I can risk money and actually make money from it right at this moment. I don't need to wait to pass some evals. I don't need to wait to earn enough money to trade with. I'm not on paper trading. I can earn money right now by just executing and continuously executing as well as I can, and it will make me money. The final step of this to hit my goal of becoming full-time is just executing my trading strategy just how it's supposed to be, just how I've been for months and for even a year or so with this strategy. I mean, I just need to do the same thing for longer and it'll compound and I will be able to earn enough money to quit. There's no real other step than that. I mean, it's the literal factor is time. And as long as I'm executing, it's just time and execution and I'm there. So it's a lot closer than I might think being in a slump like this, in a 5-loss streak currently, the worst streak that I've had. But I mean, it's also a good thing that I lost this month. I mean, I have about 26 to 30 months of data. I've never had a losing month, and this is the first losing month. And it's kind of uncommon to not have a losing month like that those things just happen. I mean, just because of variance in the market. But to have my first losing month, for one, it's not a crazy down month. I'm only down 800. I could be down a couple thousand or something, but we're only down 800, nothing crazy. And then for one, we're up 8R. We're proven that the strategy is working and that I traded well. So it's like the perfect case scenario for a losing month. And really looking at that instead of focusing on being negative money or whatever, being in drawdown, we had a losing month and we have the best possible scenario for that losing month. So very happy on that. So yeah, that's basically it. Those are my thoughts from last month and going into next month. I'm really biggest thing I'm focusing on this whole month is I want to take every single trade with perfect, flawless execution, 10 out of 10 trade, every single trade. At least 9 out of 10, basically. I want to see every single Confluence setup. I want to be patient for every single rule to be applied and to not break any of them. I'm taking that over anything else about chasing money, about really wanting to trade. I am focused 100% on this flawless execution, and I know that is the main thing that is going to make me money. So I'm going to be doing that. We're just going to be doing that slowly, patiently over time, and we're going to be making all the money back that we lost and even more, and even enough to quit my job and to get these goals completed. So very close to where I want to be. I just need to keep going, pushing at it, do what I've been doing for months on end, and we will basically achieve those goals that I've been looking forward to. Hope you guys have a good day. It is 7:10 a.m. currently on Friday morning, so we're gonna get up and trade market open. I'm pretty tired, but I mean, we're ready, we're locked. We're gonna take a good trade today or be very disciplined and not trade at all, just like I'm supposed to. So we'll catch you guys in the next one, and we'll post a trade recap if I end up taking a trade. Hope you guys have a good day. Do something to get 1% better. Peace.